It's time for Tyler Werner's Call Out of the Week.
I just think somebody owes us an explanation, that's all.
What's the matter with you? Loser! You're a loser!
Are you kidding me?
Well, I have a microphone, and you don't.
So you will listen to every word I have to say!
Yes, it is the return of the Call Out of the Week right here in the Tyler Werner Show. I've been having a little bit of technology issues and as far as software is concerned, but fortunately I got this found another way to do this, fortunately, to work around these technological issues. So here we are with another edition of the Call Out of the Week right here in the Tyler Werner Show. And ladies and gentlemen, for those who haven't heard about it, last week Donovan McNabb was arrested for another DUI. This is his second DUI now.
I'm embarrassed.
After a traffic accident it was June 28th, but he was arrested for it last week. Strike two for Donovan McNabb here in his DUIs. And I remember talking about his first DUI on the Tyler Werner Show last year. Former Philadelphia Eagles quarterback Donovan McNabb was in trouble with the law again recently. He rear-ended a car in front of him on June 28th in Gilbert, Arizona, and was determined that he was impaired by alcohol. He was taken to a holding facility where he was cited and later released. Now here is the police statement. On 6/28/2015, at approximately 2,335 hours, officers responded to a non-injury, I guess maybe that would be 23:35 hours. What am I saying? Anyways, but that's the way it says here. There's no comment. But anyways, officers responded to a non-injury collision involving two vehicles, which occurred just west of the intersection at E. Chandler Heights Road and South Higley Road in Gilbert, Arizona. Subsequent investigation revealed Donovan McNabb was impaired by alcohol and collided in a rear-end fashion with another vehicle which was stopped at a red traffic signal. Donovan was arrested for DUI at 23:58 hours and transported to the Gilbert/Chandler Unified Holding Facility for processing, after which he was cited and released. So yeah, I mean, this is the last time he was in the news, it was when he threw out the first pitch at the Cubs game at Wrigley Field on the 4th of July, actually. And then, this comes out following that, and, it's a shame. I mean, and don't just take it from me. I mean, also take it from former teammate of Donovan McNabb, former Philadelphia Eagle, albeit for a brief time, Terrell Owens, and some of what he had to say.
It's my team.
Yeah, well, it was his teammate for a brief...
It's my quarterback.
Yeah, his quarterback for a brief amount of time.
And if you guys do that, man, it's unfair.
Yeah, of course, he would not have those... He didn't have that to say when it came to Donovan McNabb here, unlike Tony Romo. But anyways, yet again, Terrell Owens couldn't keep Donovan McNabb's name out of his mouth. Of course, the two really butt heads during, the... maybe you could say the peak of the Andy Reid era here in Philadelphia. The way those two guys butted heads around here. Still to this day, there's still, I guess a bit of there's definitely some heat between the guys.
I'm not going to tolerate your crap today.
In some, I guess, in some level or another. But Terrell Owens basically, had this to say. I mean, TMZ didn't get in contact with McNabb about the arrest, but they did catch up with Terrell Owens, who said he is worried about number 5.
Number 5 will always love you.
He says, we may not still be playing, but we still serve as role models. You have to be more responsible. Next time, call Uber. Technically, he'd be ordering, an Uber on his smartphone, but the point remains crystal clear. McNabb has since issued a statement on the incident to open his NBC sports radio show. There's a story that was released, and I want everybody to be cognizant of it because I am very aware of it. Handling the matter at this particular point, McNabb said, but at this point I have no further information as we continue on with the situation. Then we'll let it handle as it will handle itself. Well, Donovan, you gotta get a grip here with your, this is strike 2 here with DUIs.
Man's got to know his limitations.
And, I can't, do we have to go on and on about all the, the bad cases of where DUIs have, cost lives and, it's just common sense at this point. You can't, I guess it's kind of obvious what, T.O.'s saying about being role models and everything. And, it's not just about, but just being healthy, just common sense here. It's not, it's not rocket science here, as,
It's not rocket science, people.
Brock Lesnar would say. It's quite simple. You don't drive under the influence. You get, I don't know. What are we in, this is not a simple class here I'm teaching right. It's common sense. I don't know what else to say. And that's that's the bottom line, I guess. Donovan McNabb with his second DUI here. You can't keep doing this. I don't know. I don't know what else to say about it. So, I guess with that in mind, that essentially will conclude the Tyler Werner Show call out of the week in light of that.
Number 1 box office attraction, number 1 WWE superstar, multi-time WWE champion, Brock Lesnar.
Time to revamp your office space, eh? Looking for an interior decorator? Look no further than Brock Lesnar.
Now that's the way a real man uses a sledgehammer.
Out with the old, in with the new. Give Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman a call.
Mr. Lesnar, you're the future of interior decorator.
I think we're done.
What defines the perfect ball? It's not just about size when it comes to Brady and Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs.
I've handled dozens of balls over the past week. We prepare our balls over time. The texture of the balls is very easy to identify.
And that slow-cooked texture is one of the qualities that make Brady and Belichick's meatballs stand above the rest. But it's also Brady's unique rubbing process that only he has the authority to perform.
When I pick those balls out, to me they're perfect. I don't want anyone touching the balls after that. I don't want anyone rubbing them. To me, those balls are perfect.
Once the balls reached an equilibrium, we're down to the rubbing process.
Brady and Belichick's slow-cooked Italian meatballs. When you're looking to make it a pasta night, or doing a little catering. Like Brady would say, to me, those balls are perfect.